The St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, the SKNFA, on Sunday launched its Football is Back campaign at a ceremony at Jamrock Restaurant in Frigate Bay. The association presented its member clubs with brand new equipment needed in becoming COVID-19 ready to resume football, such as thermometers, water bottles, and new footballs. Each team will give a player a water bottle, as the COVID-19 guidelines prohibit the sharing of water bottles between players, as was done previously. General Secretary of the SKNFA, Stanley Jacobs, explained the importance of the equipment presented to the teams.
Now, one of the things, in order to restart football, you must have football equipment. One of the pieces of equipment that a lot of clubs have been asking for are balls, because they have been inactive from March of 2020. The balls have been sitting idle, they're soft, they're no good, and so we have sought to bring some relief to that situation by providing you with enough balls that you can at least begin your practice sessions. So the intention is that once you get the equipment, we want to see all the clubs begin training. From last count of the 21 clubs, we had 7 clubs that were actively training. I think that number is way too low if we are looking to restart football. Now, bearing in mind that the COVID-19 task force, these regulations that are currently in place expires on the 29th of August. And then on the effective 29th of August, midnight, the new regulation kicks in. We're hoping, we're keeping our fingers crossed that when the new regulations kicks in, it will allow for competition.
The Football is Back campaign will feature a series of practice matches in the lead-up to an eventual return of competitive football, providing the new regulations issued by the government allows for this. SKNFA Technical Director Jeffrey Hazel gave some insights into the practice matches that are to be arranged.
So we are moving towards that. We'll be making an application to the Ministry of Sports. That is the protocol that was set up by the COVID task force. That is, we go through sports to get to them. And so we're making that application so that we can have those practice matches beginning next weekend. We know quite a number of teams have started practicing, so we are going to be using those teams first, and then we jump start to the other teams. But this is an indication for all of us to get ready so that we can get the league restarted, hopefully in the next regulations, as we have indicated by the General Secretary. We have to apply, as I said, who the teams are, where we are going to be playing, and the entire setup, so that if the task force personnel show up, then we have all the proper things in place so that we can move football forward. So I'm appealing to all of you to get training. If you haven't started training as yet, to begin. These pieces of equipment will definitely assist you in that regard.
Meanwhile, President of the SKNFA, Anthony Johnson, noted that while the SKNFA looked forward to the return of competitive football, the world governing body of the sport, FIFA, has provided financial assistance to the member associations, including the SKNFA, to assist its member clubs and for the completion of the SKNFA leagues. Mr. Johnson said it is hoped that players in these clubs can also benefit from this financial assistance, but cautioned that the distribution of these funds must be approved by FIFA to ensure it's in accordance with its regulations.
We are presently working on the format, the formula in terms of how the funds are to be disbursed. But I would want to say that all of this is geared towards restarting football. The funds are not just to be made available for any purpose or any purpose. It is to be used towards restarting football. And so we have to make sure that our 2019-2020 leagues are completed. And that is incumbent upon you, the member clubs, to ensure. So hand in hand with the funds, hand in hand with the personal protection equipment, comes the restart of football.
15 of the member clubs were represented at Sunday's function. The SKNFA promises to release more information in the coming days on the series of practice matches to come this month.